what you think.
What is up, guys? In today's video, we are going to be talking about former Wake Forest one and done, Jaylen Hoard, and why he has failed to make it in the NBA so far. If you love college basketball, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you love these type videos, check out my playlist in the description below. Now let's get started with today's video. Jaylen Hoard wasn't the typical American child because he wasn't even born in America. Hoard was born in Le Havre, France, to a family in which basketball ran through their veins. His father, Antoine, played college basketball at Murray State and even got to spend multiple seasons playing professionally in France. His mother was a member of the French national team and played college ball at the University of Washington. His sister played for the French U17 team, and his godfather played professionally in Europe, and his godmother even played for the French national team and spent time in the WNBA. In a country where soccer was king, Jaylen was expected to play basketball, and he followed that order. Hoard became a borderline child prodigy at basketball, and he was expected to get even better. As a teen, he signed with a French athlete institute called INSEP in Paris, France. While there, he got to play for the institution's affiliate team, which was in France's third best professional league. After that, he was named the MVP of the International Jordan Brand Classic game, and he had his sights overseas because he wanted to play against better competition, focus on Western-style basketball, and train under better coaches. Jaylen packed his bags and moved to America. He decided to play for Wesleyan Christian Academy in High Point, North Carolina, and he immediately excelled. He said everybody in France knew him, but he wanted to be known in America. Despite having small forward size, his trainers trained him like a guard, so he could use that to his advantage. Hoard eventually got accustomed to the American style of basketball and became a 5-star recruit. Since Jaylen was finally becoming more comfortable in his hometown in North Carolina, Wake Forest was considered his top school for much of his recruitment. That ended up coming true as Hoard committed to become a Demon Deacon. According to 24/7 Sports, Hoard was a 5-star recruit and the number 24 overall player in the class of 2018. Besides John Collins, Wake Forest had been mostly irrelevant since the turn of the decade. The Demon Deacons were under head coach Danny Manning and were coming off an 11-20 season. They'd also lost most of their talent, so on paper it looked like it was going to be a long season for them. If the team was going to see any success, Jaylen was going to have to completely carry the team. He's also considered a one-and-done prospect by many, so it's going to be interesting to see how he was going to treat the season. Wake started out the season with a win over NC A&T, where Hoard dropped 19 points to start his career. They would struggle in their next 2 games with losses to St. Joe's, Richmond, and Houston Baptist, but Jaylen was continually putting up double-digit points in the box score. After losses to Tennessee and Gardner-Webb, they went into ACC play with a 7-5 record, and there looked to be little hope for any sort of turnaround. They dropped their first 3 ACC games, somehow beat number 17 NC State, and then lost their next 5 games. By this time, Brandon Childress had stepped up, and it seemed he was no longer completely Hoard's team. Besides wins over Miami, Pittsburgh, and Notre Dame, Wake didn't win another game on the year, and they finished with a 4-14 ACC record. They lost to Miami in the first round of the ACC tournament and finished with an 11-20 overall record, the same as the year prior. Brandon Childress eventually surpassed Hoard as being the team's best player and was the leading scorer by the end of the year. Hoard still managed to average 13 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 1.5 assists while shooting 46% from the field. Going into Wake Forest, he was expected to be the team's best player, but most of the time it didn't look like he cared to be on the court. Combining the fact he would have likely skipped college altogether, and the team's on-court success, I can't say I blame him for not giving it 100%. He shot an absolutely abysmal 22% from the three-point line and was never once assertive on the court. Despite these concerns, Jaylen followed his master plan and declared for the 2019 NBA Draft. Scouts knew he had the size, athleticism, profile, and experience to be a solid NBA player, but a lack of a three-point shot, average numbers, and a questionable motor led most scouts to believe he was a late second-round pick. Neither of those projections came true, as Jaylen ate dinner with his family watching the draft. He ended up going undrafted in the 2019 NBA Draft and would have a much tougher road to the NBA than most of their 5-star recruits in his class. Immediately, Hoard's agent hooked him up with a 2-way contract with the Portland Trail Blazers. Hoard had a pretty good summer league performance that warranted enough to keep him around for the preseason. After playing in the preseason, he was kept on the roster and stashed in the G League with the Texas Legends. So far, Jaylen has been called up a couple times and appeared in 4 games where he's played a total of 18 minutes, scored 7 points, and has made 3 total shots. I expect Hoard to get plenty of time with the Texas Legends for the remainder of the season because he just isn't ready yet. Overall, I think there's actually a good chance that Jaylen Hoard makes it as a journeyman in the NBA. If not that, he could return to France and become a star player there. He's barely 21, so he has plenty of time to develop, and the Trailblazers aren't in rebuild mode, so they still have plenty of time to let him develop. The question is, will he show enough promise quickly enough to warrant keeping him? That I don't know, but I hope he does. Jaylen really needs to develop a three-point shot, or he has little to no hope of making it, but with enough reps, he should be able to improve that area of his game. I really didn't know much about Hoard before making this video, because I didn't follow him in high school or watch him at Wake Forest, but from watching some highlights, he seems to be a pretty fun player, so I hope the best for him. Let me know in the comments section below if you think Jaylen Hoard will make it, and if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, and check out my other videos on both the screen and in the description below.